Hey friends, welcome back to Mustard Seed Homesteading. If you're new to my channel, my name is Megan and I'm really glad that you're here. What I do on this channel is give weekly garden tours so that you can see the changes in my garden from week to week. And I also share other videos in between. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to go around and I'm going to show you what it is that I plan to do in the weeks to come because we're finally getting cold weather. And also, we've had some squirrels attack quite a bit of my starts and some of the ones that we planted together. And I'm going to share with you what I plan to do to try to control it. So let's get started. All right, friends, well, we're actually going to start down below on the driveway because there's a few things that I want to show you and I want to harvest. Believe it or not, we actually have a lime to harvest. I had no idea that this was here up until a couple weeks ago, but now that it's actually getting pretty cold, we're going to harvest it. Look at that. I've never been disappointed with harvesting lemons or limes off these trees. Now this year, these did not do well, but I also did not give them the attention that they needed. Clearly this one is like, it looks kind of like, it looks dead. Not dead, but the color is not the way it should be. That's the color that it should be, which is interesting to me because this didn't give me anything, but the one that doesn't look the healthiest is the one that gave me a lime. So there we go, our first lime. Now, a few things that I do want to share with you that I plan to do in the weeks to come is, so this is the asparagus. This is a perennial. I'm just going to leave it as is. I might cut the tops off just so that it's not a huge mess here. But a lot of the green beans over here, you guys, because it's getting cooler out, it's not really producing green beans as quickly. There's a lot of buds, but not a whole lot of green beans. And then this is my ginger and turmeric. Now, I plan to harvest this in the next week. And then what I'm going to do is I plan to leave all 4 of these bags alone so that I can plant the ginger and the turmeric earlier in the springtime than I did this last year. I actually put a few pieces in the garage in some soil in hopes to start growing those so that I can plant them in the very, very, very early spring. So, and as you see here, this is mulch. So I will say, if you don't mulch your soil, I highly encourage you to, because it does keep your soil very healthy. So once I harvest these two, I'm going to also put some fresh straw on top of the soil. And if you're new to my channel, this is the straw that I use. I absolutely love this straw. It's by Healthy Straw. I use this in my bags, my buckets, my raised beds, my green stalks, and I have not had any issues with it. So friends, I wanted to show you this because you can see that there's quite a bit of buds everywhere, but I really don't think that they're going to produce quickly, and they may not even at all, just because it's getting colder. But what I may do, because I've already mapped out these bags for, I want to say broccoli, what I may do is just plant the broccoli in here, put some fresh straw, and leave the green beans in here and see if I get any. Because if I don't, worst case scenario is I will cut it right here and leave the stems in there, because the roots, I'll just leave the roots in there because it will feed nitrogen back into the soil. Now, here's something new since the last tour. I did go ahead and plant, I want to say those are Bellstar broccolis. I did keep one green bean plant. Look, you can see the little babies. Maybe you can, I don't know if you can. You see the little babies? They're so cute. I left it in there because it's not like it's bothering anything. I left that one, and then I left this one, although this one doesn't look very happy here, so we'll see what happens. But I feel like, you know what, it doesn't bother it. I just left it there. Worst case, like I said, I'll just cut it right here, and then the roots will just feed nitrogen into the soil. Now we do have some dill here, which I probably will harvest a little bit. So let's grab some dill. Okay, I had to put the camera down because I can't hold the camera and cut this off the dill plant, but look at how beautiful it smells. So amazing. I love the smell of dill. Well, we do have a green bean here. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of green beans to grab, but you see it's pretty cold and there's still green beans to harvest, which happened to me last year, and that's why I didn't get rid of them, because sometimes they grow for you. And some of these look really good. See, look at all those buds. I know me, I'm gonna end up just planting the broccoli right in the middle, and I'll leave these, and then I'll get rid of, like, this one's clearly dead, so I will get rid of that one. But I'll leave those just in case, because again, it's not hurting anything. Well, there's not much to pick from these, but there are a lot of buds, so we'll see if we get any more. Now, real quick before we go to the backyard, I do want to share that I planted these two as well as my perennial over here. So the majority of these and these are all broccoli and kale. And you guys, I'm so glad that I planted some in here, because wait till we go back there, you're going to see the squirrels literally ate, I don't know, a lot of plants. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. That's the nature of gardening. So, but let me show you the perennials that I planted. So right here is yarrow, and then I have stinging nettle, and then I have marshmallow right here. So just like the mint on top where it can get really invasive, the same goes for these, which is why I just gave it its own tier. Now I don't have anything on the bottom. I want to put another perennial there. I just haven't decided which one I wanted to. If you can think of one for me, put it in the comments below, because I just don't know what to put on the very bottom here. And then here is all 4 of the green stalks with the garlic. They are all doing so beautiful, and I cannot wait to harvest them. Now, I know I don't talk about these two a whole lot. These are actually my sweet potatoes, but I had the idea of, instead of harvesting all of them, I might leave them in here and use the cold weather as a refrigerator, and then harvest a tier at a time for sweet potatoes. I don't know. I was thinking about that, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can try it. So I may do that. I also forgot to mention before I go up to the backyard, all of these are the pepper plants that I plan to overwinter. So the 5-gallon bags got 2 pepper plants in them, because as I have shared in previous videos, this bed that we're gonna overwinter all the pepper plants, I literally have 2 pepper plants per square, and they've done really well together. So what I went ahead and did was I put 2 in the 5-gallon bags, and then the 3-gallon bags, I just stuck 1. So probably tomorrow, I plan to put all these in the garage because we're starting to hit the 30s and 40s, and so we're gonna harvest this, but I thought it was so interesting that the little pots that had these pepper plants were growing peppers. I mean, they were small pots. So it just goes to show you how much when a plant really wants to grow, it'll grow no matter what. But we're gonna do that, so I plan to put all these in the garage, and then as well as all of my overwinter pepper plants that we've been harvesting all summer, we're gonna be putting those in the garage as well. Look at that pepper. It's small, but I'm gonna grab it because we're not gonna have it outside anymore. And then look at this little guy. Look at you, cutie. I don't even know what pepper this is, you guys. I totally did not keep track of what these pepper plants were during the summer. Look at this. Look at you. All right, we're gonna get you too. And then look at, there's another one right there. I love it. Look at these. Look at you guys. Oh, I love peppers. I really do. Like, I love peppers. I love that they're perennials, which is why I clearly bagged a whole bunch for the winter. So, all right, let's go in the back. Okay, so we're gonna start with our overwinter pepper bed and then work our way down to the garden and then in the back over there. All right, friends, so if you watched last week's tour, I had mentioned there is so many peppers all over these plants. A lot of them are cayennes, like these are cayenne. And I said that I would look and do some research on whether or not I could pick them green, and you actually could. Now, obviously they're not gonna have the spice like a cayenne. It's not gonna be the same. But what I think I'm gonna do, I am gonna harvest a few. I wanna say these definitely are Anaheims for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest these guys. What I'm gonna do this week, or actually in the next day, probably tomorrow, is I'm going to put the hoops over this bed, and here's my hope. My hope is that with the warmth, maybe they'll start to change color, but here's what's gonna happen. If they do not change color, what I'll probably do is just take all of them off and then cut the branches down, which is what I originally was planning to do. And then just use the cayennes green, maybe find a recipe for it and just do that. Because I really don't know what else to do here other than cover them. And then if they just don't change color, then I'll just harvest them. So let's go ahead and harvest what we can though today. So these ones that I was not 100% sure, I want to say these are definitely the Anaheims. So I'm going to just harvest these small anyways. And we'll just do that. Well, some of the leaves are actually just naturally coming off, and that's because it's just getting cold. Now these little cutie patooties, my little red bell bites, are probably not going to turn red. I'd love to just take these out, but they're super small still. I mean, they're supposed to be small like this and bite size, but I might give it another week or two, especially if I put it under the hoops. Oh, here's an Anaheim. We actually do have quite a bit of bells. Now, because it's getting cold, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one because I don't want to chance it. You guys, look at how big this is. It's not only long, look at how thick this pepper is. This is an Anaheim chili for sure. Oh my goodness, it's so large. Look at this. What a wonderful surprise. Oh, look at all the poblanos, you guys. They're super small, but there's a couple here. Look at that one right here. So we'll see if we get those. Oh, there's another one. Okay, on to the green beans. Let's see if there is any left. And the marigolds are still doing beautifully, although they're hanging over. That's okay. But you guys, look at all of those blooms for the sweet peas. You see them? Look at that one right there. Oh, I'm so excited to harvest those in the weeks to come. You guys, look at these green beans. So I do have this bed mapped out. Look at them. I do have this bed mapped out for some starts that I have, but I mean, okay, excuse me. Okay, look at these guys. Look at them. They're like, we're not going anywhere, okay? Okay, look at that. Okay, so here's some dill too. That's growing. I just got dill everywhere. But let's see if there's any green beans to harvest today. I think there might be a couple. All I know is I have to hurry because it's getting darker. I don't see any, but I see a lot of babies. This one I probably could. I'll grab that one, but I don't see it. Oh, look at that. They're hiding on me. Look at them. They're just hanging out together. So exciting. Look at all those buds. So pretty. Now we are supposed to get a day of warmth this next week. So I don't know. Look at all those babies. I don't know if you can see them because they're blending in with the leaves, but there's a ton. Oh my gosh. Oh, look what I found, guys. A pod. Oh yeah, we're saving green beans. We're saving green beans. Look at that. Okay. So I did a short earlier, and those were the beans from them. I had taken it from the Contender or the Jade. Now these are the Maxabelle haircut. I will, let's see, let's open these real quick. It's hard to do it with one hand. And we do it in here. Actually in here, because I'll get them mixed up. But look at, you crack that baby open. And look at, there's your bean. Look at that. And you can grow some more green beans. Look at that. So now, when you have dry pods like this, let me crack one open so you can see. Hold on. So you see that? You just crack it open and there's your seed. So look at, you can plant 3 more forever green beans. Look at that. Green bean plants. See that? It's beautiful. So you're saving money when you do this. I love it. All right, look at this beautiful little bouquet of marigolds just against the post. So pretty, and they smell lovely. They really do smell so lovely. And they're just strikingly beautiful. All right, let's see if there's any green beans. There's baby ones. I'm not gonna take those yet. Although, I don't know. Oh, this one's good. Oh, look at that. We've got some right here. Look at that, harvesting green beans in the cold. I love it. Let's see, I think there's one more. The leaves get in the way all the time. Look at that. All right, so far all of my snap peas are doing very well. Nothing major to harvest. Oh, look at, finally showing a bloom. I know last time I felt like this wasn't growing as much, and then I said just wait and see, then it's probably going to be the one that produces the most, the one that seems like it's taking forever, but look, it's already showing a bloom, so that's really good. But I can't wait in the weeks to come to harvest some of these snap peas with you guys. Here's one of the overwinter pepper plants that I had over here, and look at, it's growing peppers. Look at that one. I should probably take this off just to be safe. This actually looks like a really thick Anaheim. So let's go ahead and take this one. Now let's see if there's any green beans on this side. I'll be so surprised if there's Gold Rush. And look at, there's Gold Rush. Oh my goodness. I don't know, you guys, I might just keep these in here and see. I had so many squirrels eat up my plants. So the starts that were supposed to go in here, I may just put them in those spots once I get a few things in place to try to help keep the squirrels away. And then maybe just leave this in here to see how long it'll grow. I mean, it's probably not going to grow that much longer, but you know, you just never know. And with the way the weather is, it's so wacky and unpredictable that who knows when we'll actually hit our first frost. So now there's a lot of buds, as I can see. Look at all those buds right here of the Royal Burgundy and even the Gold Rush. There's quite a bit, so we'll just leave them. We'll see what happens. I got time. We'll just see. Oh, look at this guy. Look at you. It's huge. Okay. I think that's it. I can hear those squirrels. These are a little too small. Okay, let's see if there's Jade and Contender. Okay, there's some babies. Here's one though. And there's one here. And there is one here. Not too bad, guys. Not too bad. All right, now let's see if there's any peppers to harvest. I don't really think that there's going to be a whole lot just because it's been cooler outside and I'm starting to lose a little bit of lighting. Oh, I see the squirrel. Now you can hear them because of all the leaves. They're so loud. Okay, let's see. Oh, we can harvest these. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot to harvest on these pepper plants. Now, if you are new to my channel, I've also decided to overwinter this bed as well, just because these pepper plants are just, they did so well and they're so healthy. So I'm just going to, I'm going to try it and see what happens. Oh look, it's one of my mystery peppers. And that's another thing is some of these peppers I don't have, well actually two of them I didn't have the seed packets for, and so I don't want to kill them because they seem kind of like, they just seem like a pepper plant that I've never had before. And so if there was a mix up with the pepper seeds, I don't want to throw the pepper plant away. All right, so let's take a look at all of these because we are losing lighting already. So far, this bed has been doing really good. The Swiss chard is growing beautifully, although it tends to lean over, so sometimes I'll just kind of push it down into the soil to try to straighten it up. But you guys, these squirrels have gotten into my beds too. They started off back here, which I will show you as we walk over there. But look at, they like to come over here and they like to eat the tender leaves off the cabbages and the broccolis. And they're just, yeah, they're eating my stuff. So this bed is not as bad, but today I literally saw the squirrel in here and look at what it did. It ate the broccoli leaves. Now, I will say not all is a complete loss if they didn't eat the middle part. I mean, you don't want the leaves off of your broccoli plants, but it could possibly grow back, but they like eat in the middle and they decimate it. Look at all these. They just ate them. Now, they don't eat these. These are the cauliflowers, and they haven't touched the turnips. They just love the broccoli. They love the broccoli leaves and my kale. So not too happy about it, you guys. So I will show you what I purchased more of to try to scare them away. But I also purchased some ultrasonic type of noise to put around the garden to see if that'll keep them away too. And then here's some buds for the telephone peas. Those are growing, so I'm looking forward to harvesting those too. And then look at you guys, the squirrels decimated my Brussels sprouts down here. Look at them. And then they leave a mess sometimes, and I'm like, well, if you're gonna make a mess, just at least eat the whole thing. And, you know, sometimes they'll just leave a whole bunch of leaves around. But look at, now they don't touch the Swiss chard, so that's good. Unless once the broccoli and Brussels sprout leaves are done, then they're gonna hit the Swiss chard. I don't know, but I'm very disappointed, but we'll see. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna get that ultrasound, I don't even know what you call it, but it helps to kind of keep them away because of the noise that only they can hear, and it's safe for your pet, so it won't bother our dogs or anything. But we'll see. I did get some more owls. I'm going to show you those in a minute. I think that has helped, so let's go see if there's any more peppers though on this end of the bed. So there are quite a bit of jalapenos, which I'm going to go ahead and take just because we are going to be getting some cold temperatures here soon. And I don't mind if they're small. So let's go ahead and grab some of these. Look at those. Those are large. Let's grab those real quick. Very pretty. And then look at the poblanos in there. I don't know if you can see them. Look at that. I'm gonna go ahead and take these actually. I don't care if they're small, because actually this one's pretty ready, because I just don't want the cold temperatures to ruin them. So let's just go ahead and grab them. And let's go ahead and check the overwinter pepper plants. We're definitely gonna take this beauty. This is probably more than likely my last red pepper until next year, because I highly doubt more are gonna grow like this. So I'm going to enjoy this until next summer. I'm also gonna take this one because, as I said, with the cold temps coming, I don't want to chance it. And I'm gonna be putting this in tomorrow anyways. So we're gonna take this one, and we're gonna go ahead and take this one. And this one's already blushing red, so we're gonna take this one too. Not too bad. This is probably the last I'm gonna harvest. Love it. Oh, here's a poblano. We'll go ahead and grab this one too. And another poblano. And some more poblanos. That's a baby poblano. It's probably definitely not ready, but I'm gonna take it off anyways. Because you can see how all of these are wilting just because it's getting cold out. So all these little guys, I'm gonna grab this one. This one's kind of doable, but I'm gonna have to take all those off until next time. Now, these little guys are supposed to turn yellow, but as I said before, because it is going to be getting really cold, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take these. Let's see, there's some over here. Well, this one is producing quite a bit. These are the yellow jalapenos, so it's okay if they're not yellow, they're still good. But because it's going to be cold, that's why I'm picking them off. And then this is just a regular jalapeno plant, so we're going to grab this one too. And I don't see, oh, there's a few up here too. Right here. And I'll just take this one. Oh, so, all right, we're good. So before we get to the very back, because we are losing lighting, here's the bed that we planted together, you guys. So far, so good. But look at the two kales. They bit them. Look at this. They just leave a mess too on top of it. And then over here, in this bag, I had put 3 broccolis. Look at, you can't even see them. They just completely ate the whole thing. Now, like I said, sometimes it could be saved, but they just chopped down to like the stem, the middle stem where it doesn't even grow again. So I don't know. I'm going to definitely plant these again or replant them, because I always have backups of starts for this very reason. But I want to put some things in place first to see if they work, because I don't want to keep putting plants in and then they keep eating them. So, and now look at, you see these? So the last tour, the basil was still in here. I ripped them out. Every one of these were planted with kale. Look at, you guys, nothing is left. I even put it with the green beans surrounding it, thinking that the green beans, because some back here that I planted had green beans around it, and I'm like, oh, maybe they won't touch it. No, look at this. They just decimated the whole thing. So I'm super disappointed, but like I said, I'm going to put some things into place and see if that helps. But here's one of the things that I purchased. So I bought 3 more owls. So I have one right here, and I have one over here. And I want to say, where's the other one? Oh, he's hiding. He's right here. There he is. See? Look at. He's keeping an eye. Now, what's interesting before I show you the other owls that I purchased, so these 3 were eaten, and so that's why I put this owl here. Now, I've noticed that they haven't eaten the cauliflower, because these are all cauliflower and these were broccoli. But it also could be that they ate these, and then now that I put the owl down, they won't touch it. I don't know. So far, they haven't been touched, but look at, you guys. I planted everything in here as well as here, and I took out most of the tomato plants since the last tour, and they're eating everything. So let me show you the owls that I purchased. So I went on Amazon and I purchased these guys, and I want to say I have 3 more coming, because I wanted to have plenty in the garden, because they're, you know, they're hitting up everywhere. It's not just here. Like, I can understand here because the woods are right here. I mean, I'm just asking for it, right? But I figured, okay, they probably will touch here, but no, they're coming over here, which, you know, they did last year. Last year they would come in here quite a bit and eat up my broccoli. And I didn't think that they were going to continue to do that if I had this, but you know, they're squirrels. So like I said, we're going to put some things into place and see if that helps. So I may not plant anything in here again until I have that in place first to see if that helps. So I'm going to quickly share what it is that I planted here and here before we lose all lighting. So I went in and through here and just planted a lot of cauliflower, broccoli, and I believe some kale. But you're going to see a lot of it looks empty because they ate them. So this one now, I know that I had talked about digging this up and putting it into a pot and leaving it in the garage, but I might keep it out here for the winter just to see how it does. I can always purchase another plant. It is a biannual anyway, so it's not really a perennial. So I'm gonna experiment and see what happens with that, but there's not a whole lot to show here unless I see some green beans we can pick. And again, I just left the green beans because if I could just leave them here and just plant the broccoli in the middle, that's what I did. You know, that was my thinking behind it. And then just cut it at the roots, at the bottom of the stem, and keep the roots in the soil. And then I did straw up a lot of the bags too, because you want to protect your soil, especially during the winter time. And so I went ahead and strawed stuff. Now this is lavender. I definitely plan to keep the lavender in here. I strawed this. And then over here, I think this is actually raw broccoli. Now look at, look at that. They got this one too a little bit, and the owl's right there. So I know last year I had an owl in one of my beds and they still ate it. So I'm hoping that the ultrasonic or that sound will help to keep them completely away. I saw reviews and I read reviews and they did say that it helps. So that's my hope, is that that's what's gonna help. Now over here is more rapini rob. They haven't touched these yet, but we'll see. I don't know. I may wake up tomorrow and they ate everything, so I have no idea. Oh, there's a green bean though. And there's more buds here. So hopefully we'll get some more green beans at least. So I went ahead and planted these in the new buckets. And then in all of these bags, I left some green beans, a few tomatoes, which I don't really plan on having them do wonderful, but I just left them in there because I love to experiment. But let's see, they haven't touched these in here. Now this is actually cauliflower, but I do see some green beans that we can pick. Let's see. I'm losing lighting, so it's getting a little hard to see. But there is some green beans that we can grab, which is nice. I really wasn't expecting to harvest a whole lot today because, you know, it's been getting cooler out. And a lot of my starts need time to grow. So I'm very pleasantly surprised. So for instance, what I did was I took this tomato plant and I kind of wrapped it inside because I had a tomato right here, but you know what? I really don't think this is going to survive. I'm going to grab this tomato anyways. I'll probably end up pulling that tomato plant out. And then these down here, I also planted broccoli, but look at, they decimated. They're just gone. They ate them all. I hope their bellies are full. I think what the problem is, or not the problem, but what it is now that it's getting colder out, they're just looking for food. And so they're coming over here and just eating up. Because during the summertime, I don't have issues with them at all. It's just during the winter, spring, like the cooler months. And then I noticed that when the leaves start, you know, coming back on the trees and everything, then it's like they disappear and they don't bother my garden. So I think that's really what it is. But we'll see. I don't know. I guess that's just how it is. Oh, look at all those blooms, you guys. Look at how pretty that is. So pretty. But look at it. It doesn't even look like I planted anything. It just looks like it's strawed. So hopefully I can figure this out, you guys. Well, friends, thanks so much for going on another garden tour and harvest with me. I was quite surprised at how much we were able to harvest today, being that the temperatures have been getting cooler, but either way, I'm super excited. So let's go ahead and see what we got today. All right, friends, so we got quite a bit of peppers, some dill, some jalapeno peppers, and we got a lime, that's super exciting, and some green beans, as well as some seeds to grow some more green beans next year. Plus, we got a couple of serranos and a little tomato. So overall, I'm super excited, as I always am every week with the harvest. So friends, thanks so much for stopping by, and I really look forward to seeing you all next time. And always remember, friends, be encouraged, and always stay inspired. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.